Welcome to Profiles in Eccentricity, a show about weirdos, with your hosts, John Fahey and Aaron Peter.
Hello, folks. Welcome to Profiles in Eccentricity. My name is John Fahey. I am joined by the prettiest co-host on earth. Say hello, mister.
I am more than just a pretty face, sir.
You bet you are.
I'm also a pretty tushy.
Yeah.
My name is Aaron Pita. Hi, welcome to Profiles.
Hi, I'm Aaron. Behind the glass, behind a thin veneer, we have another beautiful man.
Thank you. I'm Matt Brousseau, making sound stuff.
Hey, he's doing it.
Look at him, multitasking.
He's doing it. We just got gorgeous little gift from my pal Joe.
Joe, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Joe.
If we could mic up Joe, we would have him on the program too, because he's another white guy.
And this is a podcast.
But Joe asked me the shirt sizes of Aaron, Matt, and myself, and I figured he was just going to throw the Profiles logo on his shirt, but instead he comes at us with yellow shirts that say, "I freak at the teak."
Do you?
Do you? And then has the logo on the back. It blew my mind.
When you showed me this, I thought I had mentioned something about making shirts about the teak.
Yeah.
And he used the font from the original sign.
Yeah, from the old sign.
Yeah, it's
the vintage.
It's great. We'll throw it up on the Instagram and maybe see about making some more if the fans want to get some of these.
Yeah, a couple of fans have already hit me up being like, just tell me where to put my money.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Today's episode, we're doing a little bit of media eccentricity. We've been meaning to do this for a while. I think it's also a way to share some of the dumb shit we say and talk about.
Get you in on the inside jokes.
Yeah. We're going to be starting with one of the things that is absolutely mind-boggling to me that exists in the world. In the mid-90s, shortly before the breakup, of course, of the Ramones, they did 3 different radio jingles for Steel Reserve beer.
Ugh.
Which is
the worst?
Fucking diabolical, man. And I love piss beer.
You do? I mean,
everybody knows that about me.
And we'll dive deeper into that this episode.
I look like I'd love a Bud Light, and I would.
Yes, you right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, Steel Reserve is on the level of King Cobra and OE 800.
And in these jingles, you can tell that Steel Reserve is feeding the line, the key things they have to hit. They have to be like, just let them know it's good. And
it's a high gravity lager.
It's high gravity lager, which just means it gets you fucking shit faced.
Yeah.
It just gets you. It's high gravity because you hit the floor.
Yeah.
You're just getting
pulled down by the dents,
annihilated.
Oh, it's bad.
It's so gross. Can we play one of those?
Yeah, let's give it a shot. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you the Ramones for Steel Reserve.
Steel Reserve, high gravity louder. Steel Reserve, high gravity louder. I want to fill my cup. I want to drink it up.
It's so gross in a cup.
And then I fill it up
again.
Not again.
Ugh. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Goes the hand claps. Jesus. Now they have to go and write these songs, you know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, guys, what do we got? We're gonna hit Steel Reserve. Great. What is it? High gravity lager.
Uh-huh.
Do we want to fill it up? Uh-huh.
Matt said
in a cup?
Matt said it so great. I was saying it's so gross, the idea of pouring it into something. Like it's
To
something.
see it,
If you're gonna have it, you have it straight out of the can. Like you don't
wanna
introduce
see
a
what
new
that stuff
service.
looks
And Matt was like, you don't want air hitting that. It's so true. It's so gross. You don't want to expose the air to the steel reserve.
Yeah, you got to breathe that.
And it does taste like metal. It's so disgusting.
Yeah, it's like drinking T1000's. It's tinny.
It's the end of the line, man.
Yeah.
And having to act in these songs like you're excited about Steel Reserve. Jesus, can you play another one?
Sure. You mean, I just love that it's high gravity, loud. How do you spell loud?
Yeah, well, they get Joey Ramone, dude, who looks like Joey Ramone looks like Howard Stern became like the Toxic Avenger. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, Joey Ramone looks like how Steel Reserve tastes. Piss! Oh no!
They're pepped up in this one. No, it's not.
And that's where the party ends.
Party ends. It always ends.
He's got to fit that in really quick.
And there's one more.
You
Is
hit
this
it.
the one with the harmonies?
I don't know. What was it? What's the one that has...
Let's just go on an adventure with the audience.
All right, let's do it.
Ooh, what's that?
Oh, it's piss.
Aggro.
Yeah, well, this one's more in key with what you feel drinking it.
Inside.
Well, I like it, and I'm not going to change. Are they pushing the high gravity lager or what?
Woo!
Lager! Yeah! Yo, what you got to drink? Steerers! Oh, fuck!
That pouring sound was obviously sampled by Snoop Dogg.
Gin and juice, yeah.
That's a nightmare.
Yeah. I bet they got paid in Steel Reserve.
I don't know, man, but I mean, I really think it's the band should be broke up if you're
Yeah.
doing Steel Reserve ads.
Hey guys,
it's
I think we
real-
gotta call it quits.
Yeah. Well, I like it. Well, I want it.
I think you, me, Matt, and a couple of super fans should throw on the teak shirts,
Yeah.
get a sixer of Steel Reserve,
Get down to the teak.
head down to the teak and freak it up.
Yeah.
Try it out.
We try it out. We've been saying try it out a lot. It's from a video that's from like one of our favorite podcasts, which is Tom Segura's podcast with Christina Pissclaimer. It's Your Mom's House, and basically they just play this video of this complete madman that is looking to get fucked by just anybody.
Well, not just anybody.
Not
John.
just anybody.
Specifically,
Yeah.
hardcore black guys.
He's looking for hardcore guys, and I don't know. It's just a guy. It's a guy just with his phone in front of his face. In front of his face.
It's like he's lying down.
He's lying down. He's clearly super fucked up on drugs, and he looks like fucking Captain Lou Albano or fucking Ron Jeremy or something like.
Yeah.
And he's got like a Jersey accent, so he's fucking talking.
Yeah, he's got a meth mush mouth a little bit.
Yeah, big time. Let's hit him with it.
All right. So again, we found this just to give credit where credit is due. This is from Your Mom's House podcast. We just can't stop repeating this fucking video, man. And apparently neither can I. So thank you, Christina and Tom, the mommies.
Black guys who love to fuck and fuck good. If you're a hot black guy and you want to fuck me at $23.95, if you want to move in, you can move in, but you gotta fuck me. I need to be fucked a lot, man.
Yeah, we got it.
Free food, free rent, and everything else, man. Here's the deal, man. Men from jail, homeless, or you're a thug, you want to come move in, your friend can move with you too, man. Free rent, you get a lease and a key. Fuck me. Piss on me, beat me, I'm home man now. You see me, want to come over today and try it out, man. In my building, try it out. You want to fucking piss on me, try it out. Seriously, try it only as fuck, man. I'm looking for hardcore guys that mean it, want to do it, and I want to deliver it. I'm a hot white trash. Come dump, let's fuck.
I'm a hot white trash, come dump, let's fuck.
Next
Yikes.
shirt, Joe, shirt ideas?
Here's the deal, man.
I'm gonna lay it out straight. This is real easy to understand. I'm looking to get fucked.
He's like, black guys, you just out of jail, you're a thug, you're homeless.
Here's a deal, man. I'll give you a lease and a key.
I'll give you a lease and a key.
Here's the deal, which it is.
But you gotta fuck me.
That's all. And I like to get fucked.
Try it out.
Hey, try it out.
You want to beat me, piss on me? Try it out.
This is where try it out comes from. And just like, we didn't want to do this at the top of the episode, but this is probably the part of the episode where we should give you a content warning.
After all that?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of piss talk.
Yeah. Aaron calls it a Pissclaimer.
Yeah, this is a Pissclaimer.
Very nice.
Thank you.
What would and staying on the piss jag for a minute. So this also ties in this guy just, saying the craziest shit in the world.
As this is basically, we don't know. I don't think it was on YouTube, but this video must have been on some classified dating site.
Yeah.
Which kind of is leading into your
right.
Your
this leads into my thing. I have this thing that I have memorized because it's so amazing. It was on the Central label. This punk band in the mid-'90s just put a bunch of classified ads from the back of some porn magazine where people are just asking for sex in the most insane ways imaginable. There's one they have clipped out where it's in all caps. It says "Love the disabled." That's like so. Can you imagine somebody just being like, "Love the disabled. If you can fuck me and you have a disability, you got a big in."
They had to call in and tell someone to type that out, right?
Yeah. They were like mailing it in. So this guy writes this, and it's just literature, and it's just, again, somebody asking for sex in the most insane way. One of the most insane ways I've ever heard of in my life. This is the classified ad from the center label of the Ass Spatula record. Blue-eyed, blonde bear, 36, 6'4", mustached, bi white male, married, needs serviceman, full-time, to worship/clean this juicy, hairy, unwashed, wide open shithole
President Trump
without reciprocation.
No recip,
dude.
Rule.
You're not getting any back. I need a full-time serviceman.
Yeah.
I'm married. Yeah. I don't got time to be a serviceman for you. You know what I'm saying? But I need somebody. It's juicy, it's hairy, it's wide open, it's unwashed to clean it full-time. Now he's running out of space in the ad, right?
Yeah,
so he goes, he's got to shorten it down into letters and numbers. You be thirsty for beer piss, hungry for shit food on a regular basis in central Massachusetts.
What a sell.
He's telling you.
Here's the deal, man.
You're going to be thirsty for beer piss, hungry for shit food.
This is probably the same guy. So not only do you get a lease and a key, here's the deal, man. Give you a lease and a key, but also 4 square meals a day of hot shit food and frothy beer piss, dude. What more do you want? Your friend to move into, lease and a key, 4
bring
squares.
a friend. Try it out. A bit, but
no recip. So that.
So me and Aaron would talk about this so much, and when we started hanging out, I was drinking a lot of Clamato. Also with my
high gravity loud girl.
With my beer piss, I would have Clamato. So then I'd be talking about clam piss, and everybody just started getting used to calling like Lauren Brenner and Miranda King and friends of ours would be talking about, oh, John's drinking. You want some piss? You having clam piss in your piss and all this shit.
Just a lot of piss.
So anyway, so we would always start the shows. So we're doing a little bit of a profiles.
Profile
of a little media clip of before show bullshit. We should smash cut all the times I say I'm gonna drink piss in the pre-show. I'm fucking macro dosing this piss, bro. I'm trying to get up here all lit on piss. Drink some piss. Okay, take a sip of piss. Drink this piss real quick. Drink some of this piss. More piss. I'm fucking big macro dosing this piss.
You're sick, man. Stupid. It's so dumb.
So dumb.
I'm gonna save every episode the rest of this year. I'm gonna supercut all the piss takes.
Hold on, let me drink some piss real quick. And I really wanted to throw out without continuing to toot our own horn too much. But there's just one tiny little thing in the show that I've like fallen in love with that we didn't notice on air or give proper credit to, but it's from the Prince of Porn episode where we had Brian as our guest, and he just said this one thing where he was talking about all of like the very aggressive porn, which is like has heavy rape themes and stuff, and in it, and he's talking about the ridiculous nature of making rape erotic.
Yeah, here we go.
Well, see, it's like all that shit when it's rape or anything else. Like, it starts out like it's supposed to be, and then it's like, oh, give it to me, right? Like, suddenly, I thought you were getting fucking raped, right? Yeah.
I know you're getting fucking raped, right? It starts out with every say you're like, ooh, give it to me. Yeah, what the fuck? I thought you were getting fucking raped.
Yeah, I'm taken out of it. I don't. My suspension of disbelief is all gone.
Yeah, like he starts it out by saying, it's like everything else. No, it's not. It's like
no.
Well, it's like everything else. All the rest of that shit.
It's like nothing else.
It's like only that.
Maniacs are maniacs, dude. I love it.
Oh, God. So now we're going to talk a little bit about one of Aaron's favorite things, still on a very fifth grade humor level. This is Aaron saw this thing about a guy that they try to give some kind of like urban legend allure on Vice media. There was a video put out about a guy known as the Spit Man.
The Spit Man, yeah. I found this was just like one morning, just like going through like, the videos that popped up overnight, and Vice put out this fucking stupid thing. It's just so dumb. It's like the West London Bigfoot of piss and spit.
Yeah, but he's real. That's the
yeah.
He's real. It's just not nearly as dark as they're making it sound.
Yeah, like the guy who intros it. Okay, so what happens is the narrator will intro the concept, and then like they have like a
former Spitman,
a Spitman inductee, a spittard. Yeah.
Spittard.
He has his voice like garbled to like protect his identity or whatever.
Yeah.
But this is how it's they try so hard.
Spitman. I first heard the name when a friend called, saying he'd just been told something he couldn't quite comprehend. It involved young men, money, and deviant acts done to someone known as Spitman.
Okay.
I know, yeah, like...
I first heard this name, Spitman, when a friend called. Shut up. All right, and the guy talks about like what you do to Spitman.
Yeah.
Money. Young deviant acts.
He pays people to put like their feet in his face and like piss on him as well.
How much is he paying?
And when I saw it, I thought, raw, like every 3 minutes, my man's getting a fiver. Every 3 minutes.
Fiver.
Just for like nothing. I was broke, so like, what can I say? I was young.
What is Spitman?
Why not?
Spitman's free money.
Oh.
First time I ever tried piss on him was here. I could never piss on him, like, get stage fright every time, like, I don't know. I would need to piss badly, like, then I'd get to him, and I couldn't do it, like, it just felt weird.
This is the Spitman dungeon. There's even some residue.
And it's just a stairwell.
It's a dirty, dingy, it's a disgusting stairwell.
It is. There's even some residue.
There's some residue.
Oh, look, this would be right for your journalism.
Oh, check this out, Mr. Voiceman. And he's showing like how he would do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Spitman would be here, obviously, and we put obviously our foot in
We'd be up here with our piss, and he'd be like down there, like loving it, right?
Fiver.
Fiver. Every 3 units.
Every 3 minutes, man.
I'll see my mate, and he's like, upset, brand new pair of trainers, and I'm like, oh, like, nice trainers like that. Yeah, thanks, Spitman, innit? And I'm just like, what? Like...
man, my man just
Spitman, innit?
What?
What?
Some well-cleaned trainers, man. Well, thanks, man.
Spitman, innit? Yeah.
Yeah, there's more clips, but I don't want to get into them. There's just so many.
They
get really into it.
They make it so dark, and like really, it's just like it's weird because Vice is being like, can you believe that there's this pervert? And it's like every woman in the world is like, yeah, of course, yeah, duh. You know what I mean? It's how much like Vice is just geared towards dudes. Like, oh, can you even? Yeah, I totally believe it. Yeah. Of course, duh. Hi.
Is he a man? Then he is a Spitman. Spitman was looking for some hardcore boys.
He was.
Saw me. Try it out. Forever.
So at a previous episode, we also we talked about the interview with Elliot.
Elliot Rodgers' father.
Right. It was a Barbara Walters interview.
Right. So Elliot Rodgers was the very, very tragic story. The college kid who shot up a bunch of other college kids. He's fucked up, and then he himself, I think, killed himself or suicide by cop or whatever it was.
Right.
But then his dad, not wanting to miss an opportunity to get on camera.
Who's like a film producer or something.
Yeah, he did like a couple of, I think he was like first AD or one of the directors of a Hunger Games or something like that.
Yeah.
And kind of like a Kelsey Grammer looking guy with like a curly he looks like how he sounds, okay?
Right, yeah.
And he sees this opportunity to get in front of the camera and really absolve himself of what his son did, which was horrible, and it only makes it worse when you hear some of this shit.
Yeah, but I don't think it's played that way. When they release it, like they don't know.
No, they don't see the humor and the irony in it, but we do.
We sure do.
Here at Profiles in Eccentricity. Here we go. So they're talking. Barbara's talking. Here you go.
You loved Elliot.
I loved Elliot.
Elliot loved you.
Yeah.
I guess you could say that.
They go on to talk about like, the relationship that they had, and his father being the Mount Everest that Elliot could never summit. And
well, I'm just so successful is the problem.
It's I couldn't imagine what I'd look like to him. Here we go.
You are a very good-looking man. Did he realize that? Did that please him? Was he...
He was jealous of me the way that I looked.
Barbara's trying to line something up.
Yeah. Your son's dead, but you're a little... me?
Your ugly son's dead, but
now that he's out of the way. The next clip is the one that I brought up on one of the previous episodes. That's really like smoking gun. Here's how you make here's how you make a college shooter.
Did you talk to Elliot about sex?
Yeah.
What did you say?
How it's so important to present yourself as a human being from the heart outwards and not to be weird.
Thanks, Dad. I love
how not to be weird.
I love this right here.
Did you talk to Elliot about sex?
Yeah.
Yeah. You bet I did. Look at me. I'm a good-looking guy. He's jealous of me.
He's jealous of being the way that I look.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just telling Elliot constantly about him fucking.
And then they get. Then he not okay. So his son, weird, doesn't love me back.
Right.
Jealous of me in the way that I look.
Absolutely.
Why don't we pile more on?
Right.
Let's maybe throw on, I don't know, some race shit.
Yeah.
He would say they're never going to like me because I'm not 6'2", a jock, sporty guy. He did say to me once, I wish I wasn't half Asian. I never realized that he was so racist.
Jesus!
About himself.
Yeah. My son is a murderer, but also racist.
No idea. He was racist. I was outraged.
Could you believe
Grew up in my home.
I lost a hair over it.
I didn't recognize racism until I saw it in my son.
My own flesh and blood.
Misogynist, murdering son.
And then Barbara counters with,
Thinking, why aren't I white?
you're going to put words in the dead boy's mouth. Okay.
Why aren't I white?
Damn it.
Try
Good
so hard.
question, Barbara.
Fuck me enough. I would just be white. I wouldn't have to shoot up at all these women. Tragic, really.
No, why aren't we all white, right, Barbara?
There
is one more.
Hell yeah.
It's just so dumb and sad, but I think it's funny. Mr. Roger describes finding out that his weird, racist, jealous son is dead.
I'll remember this moment for the rest of my life. The way, he just looked me in the eye and he said, we found a deceased person and we found a license in his pocket that fits your son's description. And I went, oh.
And then I was like,
The fact that he thinks he has to tell us that he'll remember it for the rest of his life.
I know.
I think he's already forgot about it.
I'll never forget it. And between all the women dating, I was told my son was dead, and I'll really never forget it. I was like, oh.
But I mean, as bad as that interview was, how lucky we were that it was Barbara Walters, not like Larry King.
Yeah.
It's like he's coming back for commercial. I'm here with hot dad. Of murderer.
We're back. You're attractive. What did Elliot think of that?
Santa Barbara, you're on the air.
Go ahead. Yeah, we got you. Go ahead. Yeah, he is good looking. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. We covered that.
Thank you for your call. And racist as well. Yeah. Fucking so I went I've been searching high and low to key the listeners into this what I wanted most for the media episode was this thing I cannot find, and I really would like to have anybody that can help me search for this clip. It's a clip of a Chevy Chase interview. And I went to the Paley Media Center, and I reached out to somebody from the ChevyChaseStation.com, which is like the #1 Chevy Chase fan club page.
Ooh.
Got in touch with them, and they were willing to help me out, which was very, very, very kind of them. And but I can't find this interview, and I saw it probably in the mid-'90s, and it was just like, it always stuck out in my head. I don't know if it was Inside Edition or Hard Copy or A Current Affair or Entertainment Tonight. It was one of those, and it was one of the most insane things I've ever seen, because right in the middle of the late night wars, shortly before Conan O'Brien started his show, taking Letterman's spot, and while Letterman was going to CBS to start the late show there, and Leno was taking over the Tonight Show, Fox out of nowhere is like, we got to get in on this fucking late night game. So they give Chevy Chase a show. Oh, God. And it is a complete disaster. Yeah. It's a nightmare. Mm-hmm. It gets canceled after just a few shows. I want to say 7. I think there was like 15 recorded or something like that. But a few years later, the show came out in 1993. A few years later, they have Chevy Chase come on this tabloid shit show, like Hard Copy or whatever it was. And they have, some puffed out, blonde-haired lady interviewing him. And in the thing, it's like, the intro, like, and when we return, Chevy Chase reflects on his disastrous late night talk show. And they come back, and it's Chevy Chase like in a nice comfy chair, like a Barbara Walters, setting type interview situation. And it's the woman is seated in front of a TV playing him clips of his own late night talk show and pausing after a little while and turning back to him and going, what do you think of that when you see it now? And he's crying. Tears are streaming down his face. And he's going, It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And I was watching it, and I'm like, you know, like 14 or something. I'm like, why is he doing this to himself? And why are they doing it to him? You know what I mean? Like, I understand more why they're doing it. It's fucking trash. They love, you know, the takedown of the celebrity is like, it's one of the things we love most in America. You know what I mean? It's like watching somebody go. And I feel like he felt like he needed to acknowledge to maintain his level of stardom that he made a mistake instead of just being like, I don't know, we tried a show out, it didn't work. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you didn't see Dana Carvey going out there after, like, because, you know what I'm saying? His show was great, you know? But
why? And Chevy Chase being such a, you know, acknowledged asshole.
Yeah.
Everybody really just...
Well, I think it's part of that. That's part of the reason why he would do it is that, like, it's like, he takes himself way too fucking seriously. Yeah. Like, just get a grip, man. Like, you tried some shit, it didn't work out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they made him the Chevy Chase Theater. They, like, gave him his own theater for the show.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, this was a big deal.
And it's like... What is it now?
I don't know. Some dive in Glendale or something. But so I went all over the place looking for this show, and I went to the Paleo Media Center. I was digging through stuff. While I was there, this guy was like, "What's this for?" You know, the guy that worked at the center, his name is Martin Gostanian, and he says to me, "Oh, you're doing a show about media eccentricity." He's like, "Have you ever heard of this show? It was canceled after one show." And it was a sitcom in the early 90s on B Sky B, which was like, you know, Rupert Murdoch's HBO in the UK.
So another Fox failure.
Another Fox failure. But they were the Fox thing is always about shock. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, they'll roll the dice on other things. So they were like, we'll do anything just to get noticed. So they greenlit this show that was called Heil, Honey, I'm Home.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, they greenlit this show that was like, the idea was it's an I Love Lucy style comedy featuring Hitler as the lead. And I was like, okay. And he's like, yeah, and the rub is that the next door neighbors are Jewish. And they're named the Goldensteins. And the whole thing is about how Hitler can't get along with the Goldensteins.
Oh.
This is Hitler in power in an apartment.
Yeah, he's in an apartment
with Ava Braun
in New York.
Right, everybody talks like they have New York accents.
I've been a bad Hitler.
Yeah, don't let those Goldensteins over here. I can't stand them.
It's so
seriously fucking like
like the dynamic, like him being the most powerful man in Europe. Like that dynamic is established.
Right.
But they also have apartment neighbors. They just live in an apartment building.
And he's still powerless.
Yeah.
Over them fucking him up. So like
he comes home from his day job of running the Third Reich
of being the
into
Fuhrer.
This apartment. Like he's wearing the same getup and everything.
Yeah. He's all Hitlered out. And Ava Braun's mad because he like missed dinner and he's like, what do you want? I'm the Fuhrer. It takes time, you know? Like it's completely out of hand, right? And it's like it was supposed to be some kind of like satire thing, but there's really no joke. It just sucks.
Yeah, it just sucks.
And it was like people said like this is the most tone deaf, abysmal situation comedy of all time. Like people were furious, man.
Furious. It's the same, even down to the plot of the episode. It's a lot like Comedy Central's. Which was canceled. They had a show called That's My Bush.
Yes,
and that was done by the South Park guys.
Right, which is going to be a lot better because
it's them.
They get it.
But they did this right. I think it was right after 9/11. I think even right around then.
Yeah,
and they did That's My Bush, and it was the same thing. Sitcom, like family sitcom. It was more like The Nanny-ish kind of sitcom, and the main plot of that was he's got two dinners and he's going to try and pull them both off at the same time. One, he promised a dinner with Laura, and the other dinner is with an anti-abortion activist, which was a survived aborted fetus.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll put the pictures up.
Yeah, it's amazing, but it's also funny.
It's a little bit. I mean, it's definitely funnier.
Yeah, and it's doing the same trope of it's making fun of old timey sitcoms and how ridiculous they could be.
Right.
But they get the jokes more on where like it's like they make fun of how like domestic abuse was like a joke in The Honeymooners.
Right.
He's like, one of these days, I'm gonna punch you in the face. Yeah.
But the thing is, is that the sitcom, especially at that point and even up until now, they're not much better.
No.
So when you have a sitcom that's a satire of sitcoms, a lot of people are just going to think it's a sitcom.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
That it's bad.
Right.
So we maybe play the Heil Honey, I'm Home intro?
Yeah, let's do it.
Heil, honey.
Heil, honey.
Heil, honey.
Heil, honey.
Heil, honey.
Hello.
I'm home.
Starring Neil McCall as
Heil,
Adolf. Danica Fairman as Ava.
Because I'm home. Gee, it's
Gareth
great
Marks
to be
as
home,
Arnie.
but it's
Goldenstein.
not the fun that I get when I say Heil, honey.
Caroline Gruber as Rosa.
Heil, honey. Smile, honey. Gee, it's great to be back. Heil, honey, I'm home.
They shot like 10 more of these things, and they were saying like on set people were like getting like the heebie-jeebies. They were like, this is bad, we're doing something wrong. And like the crazy, so in the premiere episode you see that Hitler is like, oh no, the Goldensteins are gonna come over and fuck up my meeting because Neville Chamberlain's coming over.
Yeah, the most powerful man in Europe.
Right, because he's just invaded Czechoslovakia, so they're making light of all this stuff. And so of course Neville Chamberlain comes over, and he's just a British drunk idiot, and the Goldensteins are over there hammered. Everybody's hammered, and Hitler's like, what the fuck, of course. And they're like, he's trying to prove that he's not the aggressive Hitler in front of Neville Chamberlain, and like the fucking Goldensteins are over, they're all lit up on piss, and they're like, well, you are stockpiling a lot of weapons, Adolf. Like they spoil it for him.
It's so fucking.
But then later on, as the shows went on, there was like this whole like long-term subplot of him trying to literally kill the Goldensteins. So like, how was this ever gonna work? Like he's trying to kill it's Adolf Hitler trying to kill his rascally Jewish neighbors. Oh my God, man.
Yeah.
What a catastrophe.
I don't know how it made it past the first episode. Like shooting it. It had to go. Okay, a producer had to greenlight the idea.
Right.
Writer had to write scripts.
Mm-hmm.
Those had to get approved. Get a director on board, casting.
Right, but it's like we were saying, like
you shoot on set.
Yeah.
For days.
11 episodes.
A guy in the editing room has to cut together. It has to go through so many people's eyes, ears, and fingertips. And then it gets to the air, and it's just
canceled after one episode.
Big ol' yikes.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately stopped misdirect. And this guy went on to produce Getting On for HBO.
Uh-huh.
Like this was not the end of a career. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, there is something, like they say, like that thing in Hollywood is like, if you can get something made, somebody else will give you money to make something else.
Yeah, even if
it's like people seriously just can't believe you made a show, even if it's like a fucking train wreck.
That also might be like the best thing you could have on your resume is like, check this out. I made a show.
Yeah.
That was
Gather around. Listen,
it was a
Hitler
sitcom where he's trying to kill his Jewish neighbors. And I got it on the air.
Yeah.
Somebody give this guy another show.
Yeah.
He can get anything on the air.
Yeah, seriously.
It's expert level TV making.
Yeah. And in key with the kind of thing I was saying Chevy Chase was on, which is like the news magazine format, like the news tabloid format. There was a show that was canceled in 2001 before 9/11. Thank God these guys did not get their hands on 9/11 because God knows what they would have done.
Oh my Lord.
But there was a show that was probably from like 98 on to 2001 that was making fun of the very hysteria-driven everything is the end of the world news media called Brass Eye, and it was a satire of those shows. And so they did like an animal abuse episode. They did one that was just about sex. They did one that was just about drugs.
Which one are we doing, John?
We're going to talk about the one that got them thrown off the air forever, which was an hour-long special on pedophilia.
Right, because there was a big pedophilia panic.
Yeah, right around that time, and it's the best thing to lampoon as far as they're right that the media is telling you like, yo, they are trying to snatch your kids right now.
Yeah,
they are out there and they are trying to get your kids, and we're gonna just basically show you that there's sheer demons are alive, and they do want to prey on your
feed on your kids.
They prey on your child's innocence
and genitals.
Yes, absolutely. So I can't recommend it enough. It is on YouTube, guys. Watch.
It's really smart.
Yeah, it's Pitageddon. It's like a special TV event that they made, and it had a record number of complaints, like set records for complaints. People were just not having it because they were like, no, they are out there trying to fuck our kids.
My kid is very fuckable.
Yeah.
All right, here's a clip of that.
Last month, the notorious paedophile Sidney Cook was blasted into space to spend the rest of his life aboard a one-man prison vessel, posing no further threat to children on Earth. But it was revealed that an 8-year-old boy was also placed on board by mistake and is now trapped alone in space with the monster. A spokesman said, "This is the one thing we didn't want to happen."
And then there's another one here. There's another one that's really...
We're after your help too. Security footage of a paedophile disguised as a school. He's been getting away with it in Sheffield for 12 years. Do you know him? Have you seen him? Please call.
They just have footage of a building moving down the street. Like, it takes up the entire block. It's just a school moving forward on CCTV footage. So it's like going anchor to anchor during the special, because they're all telling you like, we've opened up centers for you to bring your kids so they can stay safe tonight. Like, they're filling up stadiums. Like, it's just pure hysteria. After that, he goes to another anchor. This woman, she goes, "Yes, we must catch that man. He really is a shit."
And they even make fun of like the contrived, witty end of segment banter between the
oh yeah, big time.
So there's a clip of that here, and then
a paedophile was attacked in his car this evening, but I have to say, if your surname was File, would you call your son Peter?
No.
And look, if a child does take your fancy, please remember, leave it a couple of years.
I did.
Good night.
I did.
We'll play the outro song at the end.
Of the episode, yeah.
The last thing I want to talk about is somebody I really want to get on the show, guys. If you can help me out with some stuff. I'm trying to get this Chevy Chase clip. It's a deep ass cut. Yeah. If anybody can help me find that thing, I will play it on the show because it is amazing. Just the hand-wringing over trying something and failing. It just blows my mind. Like, watching yourself on TV and crying. On TV! I'm watching my TV, watching Chevy Chase watch a TV, watching himself, and he's weeping. He's crying. He's bawling. And she's like,
and when we return,
can you believe that you did that? How does that feel? Like, well, what?
Pretty bad.
Like, it's like, lady, what did you do? You know what I mean? Like, what are you on hard copy making Chevy Chase cry?
You host a TV show that's not on the internet anymore.
Yeah. I'm the fucking, like, I just followed Bigfoot or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, fucking more shit about John Benet Ramsey or some shit. Like, all of those shows, I've been looking through every episode guide of all those shows. They're all the same. It's like, Kato Kalin is launching a new pilot. And you're like, okay, what? It's like more on John Benet Ramsey. Like, just any, like, gutter shit.
Yeah,
like,
they get down to the deep nitty-gritty of our psyche. It's like, what are you worried about? You're worried about your kids getting fucked. You're worried about your kids getting fucked.
Yeah.
You're worried about your kids getting... It's the deep... lizard brain stuff that they apply.
Right, which Barbara Walters is also completely an extension of.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a classier version, I think.
Barely.
I think that's pretty interesting. I think you can really define the cultural divide in those British shows versus the American ones. The American ones are all about you might get murdered, but the British ones are like Hitler and pedophilia. Because they don't care. The murder is something else. But for them, Hitler and pedophilia are our murder.
We all knew Hitler was a shit. But did you know he was also a pedophile?
Yeah, I watched this whole show one time that was all about the perversions of Hitler, right? And it's based all on this dossier this guy made.
It's a lifelong show.
Yeah, and they're talking about, well, he was doing this and he was doing that. I'm watching it. I'm like, man, wow, fuck, I had no idea Hitler was such a pervert. Wow, that's cool. And it's going on and on and on. It's like, he was doing this. And he was doing, and it's like minute 48 of this is like the shit they do on the History Channel now. It's like aliens and Hitler. That's all we do now.
Right.
Like minute 48 hits of this fucking thing, and they're like, anyway, most of the dossier they say is conjecture and probably just drummed up to make Hitler look bad. But anyway, like, whoa, so that was just all bullshit.
Yeah. But you've just watched 8 minutes of commercials, so thanks for the History Channel.
Yeah, for real. Like it was just like everything we told you was fake. Like they just straight up told you. Anyway, it's probably not history at all, but might be. This guy said it, but it's probably bullshit. And you're like, fuck me, running, Jesus. But anyway, another thing I would like to appeal to the fans to do is to help me. I would really like to get interviewed on the program. This guy that wrote this book, a man named Larry E. Arnold. He wrote a book that I am just in love with. It's called Ablaze, with an exclamation mark.
Ablaze!
Ablaze.
Yeah.
It's about spontaneous human combustion, right? And the guy lays out the book in an incredible way. He goes from a recent instance of spontaneous human combustion where there's this old guy, right? And this guy's so fucking old, man. He's so old. It takes him like forever to take a piss, right? So he gets up. It's a Pissclaimer. So he gets up to take a piss, right? And he's got like a walker and shit, right? And it's a several minute long adventure to get to the bathroom and fucking take a piss,
He's gotta
right?
start walking before he has to go.
Oh, yeah. You gotta plan this whole thing out, right? You're going from the TV to the toilet. It's gonna be a minute, right? And you're old as fuck, right? So anyway, this guy gets to the toilet and completely explodes. Right? He pops,
He
bro.
really had to go, dude.
Dude, he literally explodes like he swallowed thousands of pounds of dynamite. Like his skull is in the basement. I mean,
what?
Yeah, his skull's in the basement.
He exploded downwards?
Dude, when you fucking pop with spontaneous human combustion, bro, your shit goes fucking flying.
That is out of control.
It's fucking way out of hand, dude. This guy's 100 years old. He totally explodes while taking a piss. The fucking walker is like flung up in the fucking
stuck in the drywall,
stuck in the ceiling. Like it's he really is showing you that this is it's unrecognized scientific phenomenon, right? So you're like, fuck, okay. So he's talking about the fire department shows up and they got to put in like this bogus report because spontaneous human combustion is just not recognized as a real scientific thing. So they're like, okay, well, I guess, he was smoking his pipe in front of the TV and then he walked the 10 minutes to the toilet while catching on fire until he eventually was just on fire in front of the toilet and died. And the fire chief is just like, this is spontaneous human combustion. You know what I mean? Like, but we have to go through all this bullshit and come up with this other, like, fake-ass answer. So then he opens the book up by telling you how hard it is to destroy a human body.
Right, especially with fire.
Like, and he goes into serial killers that are trying to destroy evidence and get rid of all this shit and how long it takes to burn bones. And even when you cremate somebody, there's still huge chunks of shit left. So the thing with spontaneous human combustion is you will leave behind maybe your arms from the elbows down. Let's say.
And your legs from like the...
Yeah, but maybe not. But you leave some kind of extremity where it's like just your feet or some shit like that. And the rest of you is gone. It's gone, dude. And where it happens, there's always like a thin coat of oil on the wall. Like you're just completely vaporized into this shit, right? And he's talking about that these people have, and he goes back hundreds of years and talks about all of these instances of spontaneous human combustion and how it always coincides, like a lot of times that it's not just fire is like his thing. He's like, we've been saying it's just fire. It's completely ridiculous. Because people like back in the fucking like 1700s would combust on sleeping on hay. And the hay wouldn't catch on fire. So it's like, and then they're talking about like the linoleum floor in this old man's house where he popped. They're like, linoleum is flammable as fuck. That shit should have gone up like crazy, but it's just like, no, pop, that's it.
Wow.
It's just one explosion and bam, you are fucking presto, gone, right? So he goes into explaining all of that to you and then shows you all of these things over time. And he goes into like all of these kind of like, you know, various theses about it could be these magnetic waves that are like underneath the earth, and he shows a map of where all the incidents happen, and there's people that have survived. Yeah, there's people that have survived.
Well, what do they say?
Well, they're just like, one guy is like, I woke up in bed one night and there was fire coming out of my chest. Okay. So he's like, he wakes up, he's got fire coming out of his chest.
And shit!
And he's like, he's like, I know it sounds crazy. He's like, the fire was literally coming from within. He's like, I put it out.
How?
I don't know, with water and padding. I don't know. He throws a blanket on it, whatever.
Oh, phew.
So, and then he goes back to bed.
Oh, God.
He wakes up on fire again.
No.
He puts it on. He's got all these scars on his chest and shit, right? They got one guy that his fucking arm just blew off from the elbow down. He had like the opposite effect of what usually happens where...
Well, sometimes it fucks up.
Yeah, right? So he's just like sitting there with his nub talking about, yeah, my fucking arm blew off.
It just blew off.
Just blew off. Just violently blew off, right? I'm telling you, man, it's fucking...
just jerking off. Oh, fuck! Sorry, God.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy. And so he goes into all these things, and he's completely convincing you that this is real, and this is a scientific phenomenon that has not been recognized. And, but meanwhile... He's written a 700-page book. It's called Ablaze with an exclamation. But he can't stop getting all Vincent Pricey about it when he's telling you. So when he's hopping from story to story about like, oh, this guy in Ireland fucking blew up, right? And he's like, meanwhile, things were heating up in Belgium. Oh. So like he'll do some segue like that. He has all these little jokes. So it's like he's on the one hand trying to make you understand and agree with him that this is real, and he is, you know, a fucking legit scientist, and you're like, yeah, I get it, but meanwhile he's also like, you know, but you can't deny it's funny.
It is.
People blowing up is funny.
It's very funny.
Because, dude, they blow the fuck up, man. They fucking explode, dude.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it's crazy, and like he has all of these interesting things from studying hundreds and hundreds of cases where he's talking about like there's all of these things that line up in all of the cases except some. Mm-hmm. So it's always somebody alone, but not always.
Right.
It's always somebody that's been imbibing alcohol, drinking piss, but not always. Right? But this is my favorite one, is that in most cases, but not always, it's somebody that's lost the desire to live.
Huh.
And they fucking pop. Like, oh my God, dude.
Jesus.
And they talked about like people that were just like...
Well, yeah, alone, drinking.
Right. And there's just some fucking like thing that's just like, boom! And fucking...
God, I wish I would just blow the fuck up right now.
What type of person wakes up on fire and then falls back asleep?
I don't know, man. Yeah, that one blew my mind too. I was like, what, are you going back to bed after that? Yeah. Like, but I mean, also you're probably going to be like...
I was tired.
You'd be like, well... I could wake her up and tell her I was on fire from within. Nah, I'll just go back to bed. You know what I mean?
Shit.
Like,
shit, huh? Babe?
Babe?
Babe, wake up. My chest's on fire.
Yeah, can you piss on me? I'm looking for hardcore guys. You want to beat me?
Will you try it out?
Hey, could you try it out real quick? But so that's Ablaze, and I would love to have Larry E. Arnold, because honestly, I can't do justice to the science. One time I wrote him, and I've been trying to get him on the program, and I haven't got him back on to answer my emails. But one time I just shot him an email. I was probably drinking or something. I was
alone.
Like, yeah,
about to combust.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm following all your guidelines for spontaneous human combustion.
Yeah,
like,
I don't want to live.
I'm drunk and alone, but like, dude, my chest is not even smoking.
Yeah. So I'm like, hey man, I'm kind of being also like a little bit of a shit devil's advocate. Probably is why he answered me too. I was like, like we got phones and everything everywhere, and we can see shit happen all the time. I was like, you never see anybody fucking combust. You know what I mean?
No Snapchat.
Yeah. I was away from my friend Joe that gave us the shirts is always saying, he's like, I don't fucking believe in ghosts anymore. You know what I mean? I grew up, he's like, I never seen a fucking ghost.
UFOs too, where there's more cameras now than there ever have been in human history.
Right.
And there's not an increase in UFO footage.
Absolutely, yeah. So I said to him, I was like, why are we not hearing any modern cases of spontaneous human combustion? And he's like, immediately writes me back, well, actually. And then he was telling me about there was like a case in Ireland.
And I found one just a couple weeks ago. A guy in London. In London fucking blew to smithereens.
Yeah, and there's something else that happened in a California hospital, he told me. But anyway, if we can get him on the show, that would just be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, he's probably a listener, so if you're listening, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to, I'm not trying to make fun of Larry,
no,
but it is funny that he jokes so much.
Yes, that we want to have fun with him.
Right.
Because it is, people blowing up is funny.
It's very funny. And I understand wanting to joke around because that's all I want to do.
Yeah.
But also, if I had like a huge scientific thing that I want to show everybody is real, I might want to lean back on all the gags.
The fire puns.
You know what I mean?
Jesus Christ. Should we go out on the...
Let's do it.
One day. Before we head out with the anti-pedophilia song from Brass Eye, I want to talk to you about a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
John, Matt, Profiles family.
Preach it like you feel it.
The good folks at MD Science Labs have brought to us a revolutionary product.
Oh, yeah.
Do you ever feel, John, that like your balls run dry?
Yeah.
Or like you wish you had little Reebok pumps on them?
You bet I do.
To keep going? Well,
I want to dunk.
You want to dunk your dick all day. The good folks at MD Science Labs have brought us a product that we have been told is called MaxLoad.
That's right.
MaxLoad is a variety of legal substances.
Chinese herbs, maybe?
Try it out.
Try it out.
Designed to help you come harder.
Yep, come longer.
And come more. So go to your local... Family Mart in Little Tokyo?
Yeah, we found it in Little Tokyo.
Or to any romantics across the California.
Seriously, me and Aaron in line, like buying a bunch of fucking like Pringles and dumb shit. And I was like, yo, Aaron, they got Max. Aaron, check that out. It says it's gonna make you come harder, come longer, come more.
Get one for me, Aaron.
That's what the Pringles cans are for.
To store all the nut.
So of course we find out.
What you pop, dude?
So we thought it was totally made like with like Chinese labs or whatever, because there's all kinds of wacky drugs in general coming out of there.
Right.
But when we were like in Little Tokyo, and we were like, okay, that's probably some weird imported. No, it's from Florida.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
MD Science Labs, to make it look vaguely like medical.
Yeah.
MD.
It doesn't mean medical. It's just MD.
It's just MD.
Mad Dog Science Labs in fucking Tampa. They also make max size.
They do. Get you big.
Yeah, longer, harder, firmer, I think, is they've kind of got a boilerplate for all their packaging.
Yeah. Come harder.
Come longer.
Come more.
Try it out.
Try it
out. And I'm sure our sponsors are going to love this one. Studio headphones. If you want your ears to feel like they took Max
it in my cup. I want to fill it up.
High gravity headphones.
High gravity headphones that make your ears come harder. High gravity lager.
High gravity lager.
Go to studiosweden.com, type in the promo code
Profiles15.
Yep, you get 15% off. Come harder, come longer, come more. Piss on me, try it out. And just a friendly reminder from your friends at Brass Eye.
Yeah.
Just wait one more
I
day.
just want to say real quick, it was really funny that me and Aaron were like very studiously like at his apartment earlier, being like, and then we were going to talk about the piss. and then we're gonna talk about the other piss thing, and then we'll do
Max Load.
We'll do Max Load. We'll talk about jizz, and
all right, cool.
Drink some of this piss.
We do take it very seriously.
We really do. How many?
All right, how many piss takes do we have on that piss, that piss supercut? Cool.
Is that too much? Is that too much piss?
What if I put the macro dosing piss clip before the get hopped up on all this piss one? I want there to be like an iambic pentameter of piss.
All right, we're gonna leave you on the inspirational song that Brass Eye leaves the Peta Getting special with. I'm John Fahey. We love you, folks.
I'm Aaron Peta, and I feel pretty close to the same way.
I'm Matt Bruce. Try it out.
Hey, try it out.
Hey, I want to, but not today.
She can be kissed, but in an innocent way.
And her cherry must ripen naturally in the soul.
There's a little minx. Should I buy her with drinks? None!
But not today, not even tomorrow. But maybe the day after that.
And that's it.
That's it, and that's all. We love you guys.